Hey, welcome to another episode of Backyard Beer Brothers. My name's Rory Doherty and it is another booming hot day here in Werribee, so I'm going to fight fire with fire and review this beer right here. This is the Black Panther Foreign Extra Stout. Now, if you haven't seen this around, I don't blame you. Actually comes all the way from Cambodia. I know, booming hot day, you think you're going to hit something a little easier to drink, a nice refreshing lager, maybe even an IPA, a nice light ale, but no, we're going all in on the stout buzz. And one thing that I like most about this, you've got a Black Panther on the front of it, you can't see it there obviously, but it also says feel the power, and then it's got 4 scratch marks down the side with Black Panther. One of my favorite cans this year by far. But what am I thinking about the smell? Well, it smells like you'd expect to get from a stout. You know, one, you've got a sort of creamy slash brown, I'd say more brown color head on there, a little bit of carbonation, but it's also got those sort of coffee, cacao notes coming through. I'm actually a big fan of dark beers, so I don't know why I gave it so much grief talking about on a hot day, but anyone that's a big beer drinker, stouts are usually fairly low down the list on a hot day. Middle of winter though, boom, this would be the go. But again, it is sort of all the characteristics you would want to get from a stout, but let's get into it. It's actually, there's sort of 2 parts to it, which is kind of weird. It's got like the very initial taste is kind of like a sweet, sort of alcohol-y taste. Almost like it's 2 separate drinks. Like I could imagine if I poured this and then splashed a tiny little bit of vodka or something on the top of it. The very first initial part was quite sharp, but then it comes through with all the sort of flavor notes that you'd expect. The richness, the sort of some of those sharp bitter flavors, you know, the coffee, I've said burnt many a times before. See, that one was better, but it feels, the mouthfeel isn't there. This feels like too thin, too sort of watery. But that second mouthful definitely tasted better. It's got a sort of lingering bitterness as well, which is actually quite nice. It's kind of funny. With some stouts, they sort of have a thicker mouthfeel, whereas this, it doesn't. So therefore, I think it actually does go a little easier drinking on a hot day. Not bad at all. There's just something not quite right. It's sort of not rounded. It's like the first mouthful was alcoholic and sweet, and now the end of it's just sort of very bitter. It changes as you go through the can itself. But to talk a little bit about the beer, what are we talking about? I said feel the power. And it is bringing the power. It's 8%. It is bringing the power. I just got to scrape that from my head. I can't say it is bringing the power because it's an 8% stout, so not too bad. What's our volume on this? I think it's a 330ml can. No, yes it is. 330ml, 2.1 standard drinks. Black Panther. Feel the power. Feel the power. Feel the power. That's good. All right. As well as that, we're looking at an untapped score of 3.11. So not too bad. Only had 14 people review it. And it comes from a microbrewery, so if you haven't heard of it, I'll say a lot of people haven't. Now, would I buy this again? I kind of like it. To be honest, it sounds stupid, but I think there's a novelty about it. the only reason why I'd buy it again. Actually, no, let's just be serious for a second. Would I buy it again? No, I'm not going to buy it again. If I saw it on tap, which I highly doubt I'll ever see this on tap, even in Cambodia, I wouldn't buy it. Would I buy it as a gift? I think I would. You know, you've got like a couple of things going. Black Panther, Marvel, if there's another Black Panther movie that comes out, bam. And I've got a couple of mates that are diehard Marvel fanatics. Could pick up a couple of Black Panthers sort of as a laugh. Is it scullable? I think so, surely. Yes, it is. All about those 330ml skulls, easy to do. This one is weird. Drinking the whole can just then had a different flavour again. So the initial one, sweet and alcoholic. The next one seemed like a different mouthfeel, thin. The end of that first can, bitter. That one there, the whole thing, sort of lacking a little bit. But like I said, wouldn't get it again. More of a novelty. Appreciate you watching. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, leave us a comment. Have a good one. Cheers.